Hi friends, it's Julia. I am here with my Out with the Old and Layout share for my June 2022 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. And it was based on a kit from Donny Poste Kit, which was based heavily on the Paige Evans Bungalow Lane collection. Their kit was from November 2021, and if you go over to the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, you will find a link to the original kit. I think it was a German or Norwegian kit, not sure which, but yeah, you'll find the link over there. So let me show you. I started with my September 2020 Gabby kit from Freckled Fawn. Sorry, from Felicity Jane. I had 2 paper packs, and then I had the embellishments and stamps that I had. So I'm going to show you. I had pulled in 1 additional sheet of paper along with the 2 paper packs, and it was this one. I did not use this one. It will go back into my leftovers bin. And then as far as the second paper pack goes, I have these 3 full sheets left. The first paper pack I used up completely, and then I have these 3. I have the bold stripe with the gingham. I have the dot and lined, and then I have the tiny floral and the, what do they call that? Ticking? Yeah. So those 3 are the ones that are left, and those will go into my stash, into the leftover stash for Felicity Jane. These are all my leftover scraps as far as both the collections that I added in, because I added in Gabby and Millie to my June kit. So these are all the little scraps, the bigger scraps, border strips, all of that. All of this is going to go into my Felicity Jane leftover bin, because I tend to pull from there when I am looking for something, and so all of that will go back in. I added in all of these washi strips going back into my stash, and I know I used them all. Let me get down here to the original kit. The original kit came with these cards. There's 2 that say thank you. There's 2 that say I am enough. 2 that say September. Sorry, 2 that say I am enough. 2 that say September. 1 that says thank you, and 2 that say you've got this. I didn't use any of those bigger cards. I thought I would use those if I were making cards, but I didn't. The 2 stamp sets that I have, the little Gabby, I have stamped her out a dozen times or more in order for my grandkids and me to color in. So she's gotten used, but just not with this kit. And I did use the stamp here that came with the kit at least once. These will go into my stamp stash, so not sad about that. The pocket page cards, what I have left, I don't have that many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess I do. And then these are pieces of 3 different cards that I have. So there's those. That goes there. And like I said, all of this will go into my Felicity Jane leftover bin. As far as the ephemera goes, y'all look at this. I have the girl. I have the piece that says note to self. I have a couple of tabs. I have I Am Worth It, Chapter 9, a label, goals, and you are stronger than you think. That's it. Out of all those pieces, how many are there? 30 pieces. I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. So yeah, I used 21 pieces from there. The chipboard shapes, I have 2. This originally came with 20 pieces, so I used 18 of those. The mini notebooks, and I told y'all I wouldn't use them as mini notebooks. I cut them in half, pull the paper out, and here's what's left of all the paper from the books. I've just been using it for scrap paper to make notes or to number my layouts when they're done. So these are the pieces that I have left. Yeah. And this is the puffy alphabet. It'll go into my stash, and I want to try and get it used up, but y'all know these puffy alphabets are not my fave. And then these cardstock fringe, y'all, I used that whole package up. It is empty. Woo woo! that goes into the trash. Then I had added in this Freckled Fawn February 2021 kit. It came with enamel stickers, and this was new. I don't think I had used it at all. So that's how much I got used out of those enamel stickers. Washi strips. This sheet is solid. I didn't use anything from there, but I did use quite a few from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from there. And there's 1, 2, 3 left. Labels, I used quite a few. Wood veneer that came with this kit. I think there were 4 pieces to start with, and I have 1 left. Chipboard pieces, y'all, I used all of that. I used all but 1 little piece. Pocket page cards, I think there was originally 8, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left and a piece. These are the alphabets, and I had additional alphabets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I used barely any of those. I had also added in this set of labels. 1 sheet was partially used, and I finished up all of those. So all of those are done. That goes into the trash. And then I used part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from this label sheet. Those 2 aren't touched, but that gives me more that I've used up from that set. There's 2 sets of these August 2021 alphabets, and I used this one once to create a title. Let me see. I added in the amber puffy border strips from Felicity Jane out of my leftovers bin. Brand new. I used them all up. I think I may have used 1 prior to this. These Jamie puffy stickers, I have nearly finished off that side. I moved a couple, I think a letter B, a couple of letter B's, and a couple of X's to the front, because I was going to do XOXO, and for whatever reason I didn't, and so when I put them down, I put them back there. But everything else I've used from there. You can see that K, I have started to Frankenstein it with another letter to create another. Not that I've run out of anything, because I have plenty. It's just something that I do. If I can create a Frankenstein rather than use the original, sometimes to get the older letters used up, I will. So I can peel the labels from this one off, because this is going into my leftovers bin now. I had also pulled in the Millie collection, and it was from 2021, February 2021. That's just leftover cardstock that I had added in. I showed you all the scraps of paper, but I used up all the solid papers in this kit, all the 12 by 12s. I have these washi tapes, and I did use them all. Let me get down here to the Millie set to start with. Both of these I had added in, and I didn't use the first one. I think because I had all the labels from Freckled Fawn, I was concentrating on using those products up because they were older. Even though these are from 2021, they are older. I wanted to use the Freckled Fawn ones first. And so I didn't use either set of these. And I don't remember which set came with this kit. I think it was the colorful one. As far as pocket page cards go, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left, and I think there were 4 more. I think they come with 12, and that was the thank you that comes with my kit. These are the puffy hearts that came with the collection, and it was brand new. And you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 35 pieces. These were the little tag set. There were 6 of them in here, and so you got they like opened up, so it was almost like you got 12. And so these are what I have left. I have 2 pieces, and I don't know, can you see those have a little bit of a grid on them? They were from the inside of one of those. And then I have the string. I didn't use any of that. As far as the ephemera goes, I have Millie herself, and then I have 1, 2 labels, a tab that says favorite, and a tab that says my journey. So there's 3, 4, 5 out of 30 pieces. This is the alphabet set, and I have used the heck out of that. And then, and it's puffy, y'all. You know how I feel about puffies. These are the felt shapes, and I used one of the hearts that was white with the stitching, but the other exos I did not use. And then, of course, the Millie stamp I have stamped out multiple times, and we have colored it in, but I didn't use any of those on this kit. And then this set of stamps I used several times. Then I had added in some Freckled Fawn supplies. Let me bring that over. This is from May of 2022. The alphabet, y'all, I used that first sticker sheet. I didn't have to get into the second one, but y'all know I always order 2 sheets when I do that. And this was a brand new kit. So I have these to go back into my stash. I have these puffy hearts, and I used almost all of them. I have 5 left. My chipboard pieces, y'all, I have 3. Out of all those, I have 3. I have this one that says My Story, this one that says Here and Now, and this one with the arrow. The rest of them I have used up. Washi strips, I have one little set that I have used completely. It will go in the trash. These 2 sets I have used 1 or 2 from, and that one I've not used. The labels I got some use out of. These enamel dots, I did use this sheet completely up, but I still have a few of these. The chipboard phrases, words and phrases, I have used nearly all of them. These are rainbows. Y'all, wood veneer rainbows. I think these are going into my do not want pile. I have the hardest time doing rainbows on a layout that does not include weather and rainbows in the sky. I love these. They're very cute. I may hang on to them for a while longer, but they're just not my thing. This set of labels I did use completely up. And the washi tape, there were 2 sheets in here to start with. I used 1 completely up, and that's what I have left. That one and that one are from the other sheet. I just put them onto here to compress my supplies. And then this is the alphabet set. 1 sheet, not used, and this one I used quite a few times. And then for my leftover bin, I had pulled in this Denise puffy sticker, and I used the heck out of it. It was brand new as well. But again, puffy sticker, not my favorite. So that's everything. Let me move this stuff out of the way, and then I will come back and I will show you the layouts that I completed with this kit. If y'all have been watching my channel, then you know that Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches just happened, the Best Of series for the month of June. And these are the ones that I created. I created 15 layouts with that jumbo kit that I put together with the Millie and the Gabby collections. This was my layout number 16. And I do have videos for each of these. They're not complete process videos, but they are start and finish videos, so you know what I used on each one. So I won't go into a lot of detail. I'll just tell you, super cute photo of my husband with some flowers tucked into his hat. Yeah, just super cute. This is my 17th layout for that kit, and I love that I was able to get so much random little supplies used without really using a lot. Does that make any sense at all? When you have a layout like this and you have a solid sheet of paper that is your background, and it's busy in the fact that it has a different color stripe, your photo is also busy. My grandson has colored hair as well as a boldly colored t-shirt, and so those make the layout busy to start with. And then if you add on a ton of other papers that have lots of pattern or dimension or whatever, it just takes away from the photo. So when you do a layout like this and you're able to add like little border strips along with your title and just little things, but it creates a whole other section and makes it look like such a full layout, and it really doesn't have much to it. But that was layout number 17 for my 30 days of sketches. This one was layout number 18, and yeah, you can see this one has a lot of background papers and pocket page cards that I have cut down to create the background. I did some stamping down here, which is always nice. I love, love, love that I was able to use not only the things that came in the kit, but I think I pulled in some leftover pieces from my leftover Felicity Jane bin. This is layout number 19, and this is one that I love that I was able to use the introduction sheets here, here, and here, cut those down and create embellishment clusters with them. I just love that. Love too that I was able to get so much dimension over here by using scraps of paper, the border strips, and then cutting down my pocket page cards to create titles or help create titles. I think is a great idea in using your supplies. This was layout 20. Again, another one for scraps, y'all. This one took a lot of the different papers, and I used a hexagonal die and cut those down. Used pocket page card to create a spot for my title. I love that. I love that I'm able to get so much use out of those pocket page cards when I don't do pocket page scrapbooking. So it's always fun to be able to cut those down and use those. Again, another one of those layouts, that little book that came with these papers that I tore out, that's actually a half of one of those that I cut down to make a card. And then this one is another piece of a pocket page that I was able to cut out to do my journaling on. And I actually did some sewing on this layout, and it wasn't time intensive. When you take, I used a bowl and put pencil lines on there, and then went around and just took my hole puncher, this one, and just sat there and just went around, and I tried to make them about a 1/4 inch apart so that it would look more natural as far as the sewing went. This one is layout 22, and like I said, there are videos for each of these. Again, just a basic layout using lots of supplies. That's one of those little tags that opened up, and I just used the front part here, and I cut that back part away and used it on a different layout in a different way. I love how a little bit of dimensional adhesive can also create a look that has so much more depth and dimension than just a completely flat, especially when you have some bolder papers in the background. This one is layout 23. Again, more of those cards up here that opened up. I used half of each of one. I made some banners here with toothpicks and a banner die. I used, that's a pocket page card that I made into a tag. Again, there's another piece of it over here that I made into a tag. I love this. This is a good one for scraps too, because this has a lot of scraps in the background of it that I actually made it look like there was more to it than what there actually was. This one was my layout number 24, and this is like one of those first ones that I did that you have busy papers in the background, even though there's a solid color paper in the background and you have these busy patterns here and your photo, you don't need a whole lot of embellishment to create this one. But I was able to fit so much paper in almost a half circle look around the photo, but it doesn't look too much. I kept it as simple as I possibly could without going overboard, I think, and I just love how this turned out. I don't know, maybe you guys think it's overboard, but I like a lot of embellishment on my layouts. Not everybody's that way. This was my layout number 25. This one is again one that I used a die on, and it was a floral that has the stitching, if you will, faux stitching at around the edges of the petal, and I used that. I just cut it and used bits and pieces of it to create my title block, if you will, along with another pocket page card. This was made out of a pocket page card, and so was this pocket page card that I just cut a portion to go at the top and a portion to go at the bottom. And then again, my border strips, y'all, the branding strips, I love using those. And then what's left over when I cut off from the scalloped edge paper from Felicity Jane, I love cutting those down and using them on somewhere on my layout. And I love using those Freckled Fawn tiny tiles to create journaling. Oh my gosh. This one is another one that I absolutely adore because it's using so many scraps. And y'all know, when I have a kit the size that I have, I'm going to generate a ton of scraps. This one had 2 paper collections, plus an additional paper pack. So it had, what is that, 8, 16, 24 sheets of paper. Do y'all realize how much paper that is to go through? 24 sheets of paper, and I added 3 additional, so 27 sheets of paper, and I have 4 sheets left. So that's 23 sheets of paper I used in creating these 15 layouts. That generates a lot of scrap paper. I have the 15 pieces that I use to create my backgrounds, but then I have the others that I use to cut apart to create embellishment areas and embellish the layout, if you will. So in doing that, you generate a ton of scraps. And look at all of this. All of that is scrap paper along the bottom. And I go into a bit more detail on my video about this. This was day 26. So if you want to go over and check that out, yeah, go for it. But I love this because I love getting all those scraps used, y'all. And I love being able to get the embellishments that came with the kit used in some way, even if it's not in ways like those little open up tabs. I wasn't going to use those. Wasn't going to use them. Not the way they were. And so I was able to get use out of them even though I didn't use them the way that they were meant to be used. This is layout number 27. This is another one that has stitching on it. It really, the last one that I showed you that had stitching and this one only took about an hour each. And I don't usually, when I'm doing a 30-day challenge and I'm trying to get tons of layouts done, I don't typically take a lot of time to do the fussy work, if you will, the stitching work, because it's time consuming. But when you do it and you punch out all the little tabs, and I'll tell you, I just put my ruler up to the edge of the paper, and I'll put it 1/4 inch in, which isn't much. I don't know if you can tell it so well. And then these are marked in grids. They're 1/2 inch, and each 1/2 inch has a darker 1/4 inch line there in the middle. And so I just put this down, and then I take my hole puncher. I know it's around here somewhere. Here it is. I put my foam behind it, and then I just go along the edge and go doop, 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 doop. And that's how I create my area to stitch in. It's super fast. And then when you get your string on your needle, my gosh, it just goes so fast. And I love how this looks with the cut apart piece over here. That's a pocket page card that I actually fussy cut out. And then these red ones, were they? Maybe they were part of a pocket page card, or maybe they were tags in there. I don't remember. I don't remember now. But I love that I was able to get so much embellishment on here. That's turned sideways. It should say a little magic, not to the side. This one is layout number 28. Again, because I have all of the pattern paper in the background, it makes it feel more busy. But the original design had hearts across here to create a divide with the bottom of the page and the title. Oh, this one and the next couple, I think I added in, I think I added 3 more sheets of cardstock. So yeah, I used 26 pieces of paper. And here, instead of the hearts across here, I took my chipboard, my cutout pieces, my ephemera, my enamel dots. I used all of that to create my border, but because I brought it to the bottom of these fussy papers up here, these busy papers, I only have one little thing up here at the top. So if you're just looking at this, that looks like a very simple layout. But if you look at just that area, it looks kind of busy. But when you're seeing it together, it almost brings a stop to the busyness at the top. And then you have a more basic, simple title down here that doesn't call a lot of attention to it. It's very simple, very plain, not a lot of embellishment down here because all the embellishment stops right here. I love a design like this. This one is layout number 29, and it is a 2-pager. These stump me when they come at the end because then I have to figure out what I'm going to do as far as paper goes, and that's one of the reasons that I brought in this 12 by 12 basil paper on my last one and on this one. I felt like on my last one, if I had pulled in a pattern paper or a solid color paper, but colored paper, it would have been too much. This would have been too much with all the color up here, and so the white really works in this dimension like that. Same with this, because I have pulled so much into it and everything is so busy, the white grounds it. Even though you can't really see the white over here, there it is there. There it is there, and it does go behind this portion over here. I love this that I was able again to use border strips along here. I was able to use washi tapes. I was able to use my labels to create a journaling spot as well as an embellishment area. And then over here again, that introduction sheets of paper, I was able to cut down here. I was able to use my bold stripes that I had here. Lots of scraps got used on this. This is an area where I brought in a pocket page from my leftover bin to fill this space here. I just needed a little something something to go there. Love using multiple fonts to create my titles. And this one is the last one. This is layout number 30. This one had a very fussy design to it in that you took the page and you created all these triangles around here. And I kind of left it simple in that I created some dimension back behind the photos, but then I wanted my title to be able to be seen down here. So I left this area without any additional, I think it was supposed to come to about right here. I just left it be. This works for me. So you can see I fussy cut those, and because when you measure across the diagonal of a paper, it'll be 12 this way, it'll be 12 this way, but if you go across here, it's like 14 or 15 inches. It's a longer dimension across here. And so when you have to do that, if you have an area where you can lay your photos across that area and then cut out pieces of the border that goes behind there, the washi tape is not a big deal. You can string that all the way across, but when you have this fussy cut border and it's only 12 inches, you need to make sure that you have gaps back here behind the photos that can't be seen that will fill the space for those to stretch across there. Again, my little booklets that I added in and those little tag cards that were the kind that you open, those were fussy cut apart. And I created tags to go along here. And so I just love. First off, this was a solid sheet of paper, but the other 3 papers were all scraps. So this is, again, another scrap layout. And I love being able to do that on my layouts, y'all. I love getting those scrap pieces of paper used up. Okay, that's it. That is all of my layouts. That is everything that I have left over that I've shown you. All of these layouts are ready for my album. And yeah, I just need to divvy them up between my son and my 2 sons and me and put them into albums. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you want to see all the layouts created with this, I do have a June playlist, and they will be on that June playlist. It's called June 2022. So real simple, real easy to find on my playlist on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in seeing all the process or all of the videos that I created in making these layouts, head over there. Feel free, guys. I appreciate y'all so much, and I will see you on the next layout. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.